Hi everyone, I'm Charlene Shirk and welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is Richie Hyden with IRIS.TV. Richie, thanks so much for taking the time to join us today on Digital Champions.
Thank you a lot, Charlene, for having me today.
So tell us what you do over there at IRIS.TV.
Well, IRIS.TV is a video data platform, and really what we specialize in is what we call video data connectivity. And what we're really in the business of is how do we help increase the consumer experience in digital video? So how do we make sure that we're serving the right content to the right consumers at the right moment in time? That creates obviously a more enjoyable experience for the consumer. And then how do we leverage data around pieces of video content so that when an advertisement is looking to run adjacent to that piece of content, that it can do that using the topical information of the video, something in the industry known as contextual targeting. So we're really in the business of video data connectivity.
And talk us through an example. Can you say, okay, we've got this client, and this is how we do these things for that client, and this are the results that we're trying to achieve for that client, and how you measure that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a platform that really services the entire ecosystem. So I'll focus on maybe just two different constituents. On one side would be our publisher customers, so the media companies, and on the other side would be the marketer or the agency. So what we'll do working with a broadcaster is what we'll do is ingest all of the video metadata. So the information around a piece of content that you may be consuming. We'll ingest that into our system, we'll clean up that data, normalize it into a standardized model so that we can then have that piece of content analyzed by third-party contextual and brand safety companies who are basically classifying that content based on its topical nature. And that could be both contextual information, categories and genres. It could also be brand safety scores. So what we do with the publisher is classify that inventory so that when they go to market to sell advertising, that they're able to offer a contextual solution to those buyers. So that would be how we work with a publisher. On the marketer side, it's really the inverse. We've got agencies and advertisers who are looking to spend their advertising dollars as effectively as possible. And one of the tactics that they can employ is using contextual and brand safety targeting to ensure that their brand message runs adjacent to the right type of content. So think about us as a platform sitting in between, enabling that data connectivity. Now, in the end, it all comes down to how did that perform. And so with the publishers, we're working to help them increase the average rates that they sell their advertising for, obviously measured in CPMs. So how do we increase the yield for the publisher by offering differentiated data tactics? And on the marketer side, it's all about performance. And so are we seeing better click-through or completion rates? Are we seeing increased down-funnel awareness or conversion rates? So obviously lots of different campaigns with lots of different methods, but definitely a tactic that we're seeing that's lifting all boats on both sides of the market.
And talk to me a little bit about what else of the what technology is coming in your space that's going to add to what you're doing, or in some cases may limit what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been very focused over the last 12 to 18 months on targeting tactics. And that's really in the moment in when an advertisement is going to be served to a consumer, how do we enable that buyer to target the type of content that might be most relevant to the brand? So let's say we've got a quick service restaurant and they're trying to ensure that their brand message aligns to food and beverage related content. That's a decision that's going to be made in real time, predominantly through programmatic execution. What we're now working on is expanding the data's application to the planning process, which will enable agencies and publishers to have a more transparent conversation around planning their budgets up front, around the topic of content, perhaps that, again, that QSR brand may want to reach over the next 12 months. So how do we inform planning? We're also looking at tactics through verification. So once that plan has taken flight, ensuring that an accredited third-party verification company can come in and verify that that actually took place. And then the last part of that being, well, let's measure all of the impact of this. And so, looking at expansions into planning, verification, and measurement.
Rich, you are a busy guy over there. I mean, you are really on the cutting edge of where digital marketing, this whole space. So congratulations, and it's been a pleasure to speak with you. Thanks so much for taking the time to share all that with us on Digital Champions.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for having us today.
Oh, it's been our pleasure. And if you'd like to learn more about what they're doing over there at IRIS.TV, and I think you probably do, you can check them out on dailyadbrief.com. Well, I'm Charlene Shirk. That's going to do it for this episode of Digital Champions. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.